Ew, Michael. Why are you beatboxing on my box set?
Box set? What box set?
My Endless Summer Limited Edition box set, silly. It's filled with a book that's meticulously crafted with 5 different types of paper printed on full color.
What?
It has a remastered DVD and never-before-seen photos.
Wow, where do you get that from, Danielle?
Get it at the link in our bio.
Hell yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to the QuiverCast.
You go left, I go right. Man, this wave is out of sight. Going surfing, going surfing, going surfing with friends.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the QuiverCast. We have an East Coast entrepreneur, surfer. We have Logan Kamen. How you doing, Logan?
I'm doing great, Mike. How about yourself?
Good, good. Thank you for doing this.
100%. Thank you for having me.
Right on. But you live in Oceanside now, East Coast guy from Oceanside.
I do, yeah. I'm just living here at the pier in Oceanside.
Okay.
I love the culture out here. I was in Orange County for a little bit, but Oceanside's definitely more my vibe for sure.
Is it? Why? What's up to Orange County?
Orange County's a little button-up tie for me.
Okay.
Yeah, this is more
New
New Jersey
conservative?
style. Yeah, 100%.
All right, compare Oceanside and Jersey, the similarities and the differences.
You guys get a lot more waves here, but we definitely have better waves.
Okay. All right, I've seen it.
Yeah, and the people are cool. It's a lot more real here in Oceanside, which is sweet.
Okay. What about,
Not compared to New Jersey, but it's on a similar level.
okay, working class or like, what do you mean?
Yeah, definitely working class and just the people's attitude.
Okay. What about San Diego? San Diego, is that different?
I honestly haven't spent too much time down in San Diego.
Okay.
I've recently been exploring. I want to surf a lot more of the reefs down there.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So what happened this morning? You said you had a little accident that happened in the South Jetty here in Oceanside.
Yeah, sorry about being a couple minutes late.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
Yeah, I was surfing. I was sitting right in the river down here at the south side of the South Jetty here in Oceanside, and watched someone that was taking a lesson get sucked into the rocks, and paddled over to him and got him out of there, threw him my leash, and made sure he got home to his kids.
Oh, he was an older guy.
He was middle-aged, maybe. I think he was probably in his upper 30s, maybe 40s. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of weight I was pulling behind me, but we got him out of there.
Did he help you, or was he just dead weight?
It was just dead weight.
No. How many guys helped?
Just me.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
So how did you recognize that he was in trouble?
Honestly, a group of 3 kids had gone pretty close, maybe 10 or 15 minutes before, and I had keeping my eye on them. And then after that, I was just kind of had that eerie vibe, kind of that sixth sense where you feel like something's going to happen. And I looked over at one point, and everything from there was just kind of autopilot.
No way. Well, luckily you were there.
Yeah, seriously.
Did you talk to the guys at we won't say the name, the lessons, and tell them what happened?
Yeah. I saw them in the parking lot, and they were super grateful. And it was a melt. It wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're there.
Yeah.
You're a little cold right now in the Oceanside. Dude, this is not Jersey. Jersey's legit cold.
It is cold. It's cold. I'm only cold right now because I just got out of the shower. But I'm still a little wet. It gets cold out there, man.
How are the waves today in Oceanside?
It was fun. Yeah, it was about maybe just head high in the head high range, and fun beach break. I was riding my single fin today.
Oh, really?
6'6", and I was just cruising, having fun.
In shape by who?
John Pizell.
All right.
Yeah.
We can talk about Pizell?
Yeah, let's talk about Pizell.
Okay, well, let's talk about the boards. You work at Pizell.
I do, yeah. It's the best job I've ever had.
Okay. How did you get the job?
I actually was doing a tour with Hurley, and Pizell was alongside with us. And by the end of the trip, I had made friends with Anthony. He hooked me up with a Ghost. I rode it on the next swell, and I called Ant, and I was like, hey, this thing's pretty nuts. I'd love to get a few more.
Okay.
And from there, we started getting some boards going, got me a Shadow, and then, yeah, it's kind of...
You just love the boards.
Yeah, the boards were insane, and he called me maybe 6 months later. He's like, we need someone to come work the shop. I made the move. I moved out to California.
All right, so then let's start in the beginning. How did you get into surfing in Jersey?
Yeah, so my mom worked pretty close to the beach. I was always walked along the boardwalk as a kid.
Okay. What city?
It's called Avon.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where she was working. I grew up in a town called Howell, New Jersey. It's pretty inland. There's probably more cows than there is humans in the town.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I was basically walking the beach one day and I came across this surf camp called Summertime Surf. Did a summer with them.
Okay.
And was hooked from there on.
How
Mom
old
couldn't
were
get
you?
me out of the water. When I started surfing, I want to say I was about 9.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little later than
All
everyone else.
summer, water's warm.
Yeah, we get the 3 months of the year where, I mean, where I'm from, population in the summertime is probably 50,000 people or something crazy.
Wow.
And then the wintertime, it drops down to probably 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, like that's huge.
It's very tourist driven. Yeah,
Okay.
it definitely is. Yeah, you see like tumbleweeds going through the streets in the wintertime.
Which one do you like better?
Oh, winter, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
Or
do you?
Fall is my favorite time of the year. It's
Okay.
It's gorgeous weather, and we still get a little into the summer. Yeah, fall's awesome over there.
Just because the waves are good, or because there's less people, or both?
Both. Yeah, less people, and we definitely get some pretty fun waves in the fall.
Okay, so you're a 9-year-old Grom surfing warm water of Jersey, learning how to surf. When's your first winter, like, and you realize how cold this is, and how did you handle that?
I think I surfed for my first winter when I was about 11. When I was 11, I went full. I was like, this is what I want to do with life.
Okay.
Yeah, I got hooked. I remember my mom pulled me out of the water one time. It was probably 15 degrees on the beach.
No.
And I couldn't feel anything, and I was sitting by the heater in the car.
Oh, no, like almost hypothermic.
Yeah, exactly.
No way. Was your mom sitting on the beach waiting for you, or is she in the car waiting for you?
She was in the car, and she said that's enough.
Yeah, yeah. How many other guys were out there with you, or gals?
Would have just been the local crew, probably a handful of the guys.
Okay. So did you see them out and you're like, I want to go with them? Or did you guys have a plan to meet there or something?
So I started surfing through a surf camp, which is because no one in my family surfs.
Right.
So these guys that ran the surf camp, guys like Gilly and Sean McGrath, they all, Mark Gilmartin, those guys I all look up to.
Yeah.
And they kind of took me under their wing, and I surfed a lot with them.
Okay, so they made arrangements like, hey, we're going to be surfing tonight or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So how was the first winter? Was it like, were there days where it's just too cold to surf?
First winter, there definitely was.
Okay.
Yeah. After that first winter, I loved winter surfing a lot more than I did the summertime, for
All
sure.
right. What are the waves like in the summer?
We get one-off hurricanes in the summertime, but that usually doesn't start up till the end of August. It'll be pretty flat for a few weeks at a time.
Oh, really? Like legit flat? Or like just not that good to surf? Like knee-high or something?
Yeah, in that like knee-high range or thigh-high range.
Okay. Could you find a wave pretty much every day, though, if you had to?
Yeah, you could probably find a wave every other day.
Okay.
Now that I'm a little older and a little fatter, I probably couldn't surf every day, but
Right. Okay. I gotcha. All right. So you're progressing. You're 11, 12. You're charging the winters. When was that first big, like, good waves you saw?
I want to say the day that sticks out the most is probably about 13 years old. My friend Wolfie took me out to this wave called 8th Ave in Belmar.
Okay.
Yeah, we got smoked by a wave. We almost hit the rocks. Yeah, I remember it was that 6 to 8 foot range in
Wow.
Jersey. Perfect.
Was it eye-opening for you, or what were your thoughts? Were you scared, or were you stoked?
The first one I seen blow its guts out, I knew I wanted that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
So you were driven.
100%. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was never grew up as like the naturally talented kid at all. So I always had to was always like constantly picking away at it.
Okay, like working.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. At this point, you're probably making like good friends with these guys. Like you guys have a bond.
100%. Now these guys are family all to me. 100%. Yeah.
Do you think that's like that everywhere in the surfing world? Because I don't feel like it is.
I don't say so at all. Yeah, I was lucky, definitely.
You have this hardcore guys. Were there any girls there? Or all guys?
No, I hadn't seen a girl on a Jersey lineup until I was about 13.
Oh, okay.
It's a very select few of girls that are actually out there.
Okay.
Now there's girls in the wintertime that are killing it, getting waves better than the boys.
All right. Yeah. 100%. I bet that. You're just working at it, trying to like get better at surfing. Are you thinking contest or what do you?
Yeah, so when I was about 11 years old, they have a contest at Manasquan Inlet called, I was probably about 12 years old. They have a contest at Manasquan Inlet called Big Sea Day.
Okay.
I signed up for that one, surfed my heat, got last place, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
You got last?
Got straight last.
Okay. What was that age bracket? Your age bracket or?
Yeah, I would have been maybe under 15s or whatever it was at the time.
So that's those 2 years difference though when you're 13 or 12.
Yeah,
Competing against a 15-year-old is a huge difference.
There definitely is, but I remember that was cool.
What was cool about it? The environment or just the heat, the strategy? Like what?
The environment, everyone's seeing, just seeing everyone how much they wanted it. And,
Okay.
yeah, I kind of fed off that.
What about like meeting new guys and stuff in your heats?
Yeah, I definitely met a few guys. The older crew in Jersey it's really cool. They all kind of paved the path for me, and they're all really cool guys.
Let me ask you this. So New York's just like right over the waterway, right?
Yeah, it's not too far.
Are you guys the same kind of surfers? Are they different? Do you guys distinguish?
I'd say we're pretty similar. We're all coming from the same roots.
Okay.
No, New York, they've got that New York attitude. How you doing? So it's a little different at times.
How often did you go to New York City, the big city?
I'm actually really not a fan of it. I get really overwhelmed in those kind of situations, so I hid away from it. My girlfriend, she was living in Brooklyn and then Manhattan, so I'd been out there a few times since.
Okay. How far away was like New York City from your house?
New York City was probably only about an hour and a half or so. It was relatively close.
Oh, okay.
We've got Long Beach right there, and there's a couple other spots. So that's all offshore when the wind goes north.
Okay.
And Jersey's offshore when the wind's west.
Oh, okay. So they face different directions.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool. You can kind of get tubes on pretty much any swell.
Wow. What about going down south and surfing? Not too far, Virginia or something, or Maryland.
Virginia's a little hard. They've had some pretty fun days, actually. I saw some fun waves this winter. It was probably the best day I'd ever seen out there. But besides that, Outer Banks is kind of the zone if you're going south of me. Yeah.
That's true.
Outer Banks is something special. It's cool.
Is it?
Yeah, you can pull off on the side of the road and surf by yourself and find your own little peak. It might not be the best peak, but you can definitely find your own peak.
It's a long stretch. How many miles is that?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you, but it's
a
long.
lot.
Yeah, it's huge.
So back to Jersey. So you're in Jersey and you're feeling this contest vibe. And how does the contest go for you?
Yeah, local contest started going well for me, and I started getting some traction. I really enjoyed it. So then I started doing some of the East Coast contests, and that was when I really was like, oh, this is the environment I want to be surrounded by. Mm-hmm. And everyone was kind of thinking the same way, like-minded. And yeah, I did contests until I was about 19 or so. Okay. So there was a long period of it.
And how successful were you?
Didn't ever win a national title or anything, but I've got a few East Coast titles. And,
wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, I've had some fun in junior pros, made a few finals, and yeah, WSL contests were always fun.
Let's talk a little bit more about like the local amateur contest. During heats, like how did you feel? Like were you like one of those guys that you overthought it, or were you one of those guys where you just kind of just went through the heat and it just happened for you?
When I was a little younger, I was a little antsy. It was all really new to me.
Okay,
but
just pumped up.
Yeah, exactly.
I get you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very excited. As I grew older, it became more normal, and I feel like I started making a lot more smarter decisions in my heat.
Okay.
So yeah, I just got comfortable with it over time.
And then would you have a coach or anything, or were you just self-taught?
I never really had a serious coach, but I've worked with people in the past on surf trips or. I enjoy working with coaches. You learn a lot. There's a lot to be learned, for sure.
Were you guys doing priority then, too, or no? In the ESA or whatever you're surfing NSSA?
No, I don't. I believe NSSA has priority.
Yeah.
But yeah, ESAs I don't think. Or maybe they did, recently they've been starting
okay. But you didn't have to deal with that?
Yeah, no, I would have just been those scrappy, let me go sit a little deeper than this guy.
Inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, cool. Then you move up. You did some WSL events.
Yeah. I started traveling a lot more and doing these junior pros and a couple of QSs, anyone that I could get into. That was cool for me. That was, I learned a lot. I never really lost. I always learned.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience for me.
At this point, were you thinking I'm going to turn pro? Or what was your game plan, I guess? What was your looking out 10 years from where you were at that point?
I knew I didn't want to do contests my whole life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew I had to kind of build a platform for myself so I could go do what I would like. Yeah, now I do exactly what I want.
Okay, perfect.
I go make films and it's cool. I really like filming.
So contests were just really legitimately fun.
Yeah, it was all...
You weren't trying to be world champ?
No, I never ever wanted to be world champ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of those, the Slaters or
Yeah,
they're born to be world champ.
100%. I looked at contests like Wave of the Winter. That's my world title.
There you go. Okay, since you brought it up. So you were nominated a few years ago, right? A few years back for East Coast Wave of the Winter?
Yeah. I think I got that one that year, which I was
Did you win it?
I did.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
that one was,
I didn't know that.
That one was fun. That was kind of solidified everything I was thinking and doing, but that was a really small version. I'd want to win the real one for sure.
Well, how do you get in that nomination
I actually wasn't aware I was in the contest. Oh. Yeah.
That's cool. That's even better.
I'd gotten probably the best wave of my life that winter.
Okay.
At the time. Yeah. And I was traveling for 3,000 in Krui in Indonesia, QS, and I got a call from my mother that she had been contacted by someone from Surfline because my phone wasn't working. I was in Indo.
Yeah, got it.
And I was getting a check sent to me.
No way. Dude, how rad is that?
Yeah, it was cool. I obviously heard about it. I'd about a month before I'd learned that I was actual chance, and I was going. Me and Ballroom Stack were like kind of neck and neck.
Okay.
And Ballroom is someone I really look up to, and yeah, I think I got the edge that year.
That's so cool. I didn't know you won it actually. But how does the nomination go down? And then is it voted by like us?
Yeah, it was just a public voting contest. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah, I think there was probably 10 or 12 submissions that year that got approved to go into the final. Yeah, it was really close actually. It was like up until the last day we were checking it every day. Like we were checking it and we're like, oh, well, I actually kind of have a chance this year.
Okay, you're saying it really mellow. Were you approaching it the way you're talking now? Or were you a little more like, come on, let's go?
Oh, I was fired up about it.
You were fired up. Okay.
Yeah, this was...
this is a big deal for you.
It was.
It's a huge big deal for anybody, really.
Yeah, this was the kind of the biggest platform I had put in front of me yet. Yeah, it was a really big opportunity.
So describe the wave. Do you remember it?
I do remember it. I was out with a session with pretty much everyone I've always looked up to. Guys like Sam Hammer, Mike Gleason, Pat Schmidt, Ballroom Stack.
Okay.
Yeah, one kind of slipped through the crowd, and I was sitting with all the boys, and I paddled into it, and yeah, I kind of went blank after it. Stood up in a tube, and I just remember getting blown out and jumping off the back of it.
When you're dropping in, what are you thinking? Are you just thinking, I'm going to get barreled?
At the time, I was thinking, this is probably the heaviest wave I've ever dropped in on in New Jersey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of almost picked my nose at the bottom. The transition was, it was a scary one. At the time, it was a scary one. I got really lucky I made that wave.
Okay. What was the water temperature and stuff?
It was freezing, like full 5 mil, boots, gloves, hood.
Does that make a difference?
I've kind of grown up with that, so I feel more comfortable when I'm in boots and gloves and a hood.
Okay.
Rather than just being in boardies or anything. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So where did that put you in the surfing limelight? Kind of gave you the surfing limelight for sure, right?
Yeah, for a second there.
Okay.
It was kind of crazy looking back at it. Super grateful for it all. I wish I had taken it in. I took a lot of things for granted at the time.
Okay. Is that due to age, you think, maybe?
It was. Yeah. I've learned a lot since I've grown up since then.
Of course.
I believe that was winter 2017, 2018.
Okay.
So I would have been 16 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, still learning every day at that point.
So you were still in high school?
Yeah, I would have been taking high school classes.
Okay.
I stopped doing showing up to the class and started doing online school in this 8th grade.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that was when I started collecting. Yeah, or I was just doing online school.
Oh, online school. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to learn from my parents. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know the difference.
But it was cool. It was definitely a lot different than everyone else growing up.
Okay, so you were online learning. Was that 100% because you were surfing?
It was. That was the year I started collecting a check. So we kind of decided should probably start putting a little more effort into this, and I can do this 8 hours a day instead of going and sit in a classroom at 8 hours a day, and I can do school when it's dark out.
You've had years to reflect. So let me ask you this. Was that a good choice?
Yes, because I followed my childhood dream. Okay.
Did that childhood dream become work, though?
It did. It did.
Did it take some of the fun out of it?
100%. That's why you couldn't catch me trying to do 3 turns to the beach every day of the week here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I like riding everything now. I ride fishes. I ride twin fins. I ride everything in between, mid-lengths, longboards. I like having fun in the ocean now. But I still have that competitive side to me 100%.
At what part? In the lineup at South Jetty?
No, you couldn't catch me dogging anyone in the waves.
Okay. Even if you're putting the heat.
If I was putting the heat 100%, I could flip that switch on.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So you're 16. You're loving the contest. Was it always on? Even in the waves, you were surfing in front of the house or near the house?
100%. I was always in a heat. Regardless if it was 1 foot or 10 foot, I always had that mentality of, I want the best wave.
Okay. What are your friends? Were you guys fighting over waves? Your buddies? The guys you looked up to and the guys underneath?
The guys I looked up to, I definitely wanted a piece of what they had.
Yep.
I'm talking about the coolest humans in the world. They were welcoming and willing to share any wave that came through.
And you had the respect. So if there was there was no.
There was definitely times where I would let those guys go through just because how much I looked up to them, and I'd rather watch them surf that way than me try and give it a shot.
All right. Were they giving you advice?
100%. It wasn't really surfing advice. It was more like life advice and just learning off of their kind of movements in the water and on land as well. Yeah, I'm really grateful for all those dudes.
So you said you were collecting a check. Who was paying you?
I started surfing for Monster Energy and Hurley when I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah, I was on Monster when I was 14, I believe.
Wow.
Hurley when I was 15, yeah.
And how many other guys were riding for Monster? Did they have a big team?
I think I was one of a few. I was on the development team at first. And,
wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, I think there wasn't too many East Coast guys at the time when I joined.
Okay.
Maybe one other person. There was a girl, actually, Alexa, who was she was a part of it as well.
Oh, okay. How did you get hooked up with that? Was that you sending out resumes?
No, I was actually in Barbados, and I was a little kid having fun late night with somebody, and that somebody ended up being a filmer for Monster.
Oh, okay.
And put in a good word for me, and got an email a few months later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you've just made these connections in life that have it's just built your life. Like kind of like bricks.
Yeah, 100%.
That's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get these opportunities. You're in like the right place, right time. You surfed well.
Yeah, I got lucky a lot of times.
I won't say it's luck. You can say it's luck, but yeah, that's cool. You said you like working on projects and getting filmed.
I am. Right now, I'm working on my biggest project yet.
You want to talk about it?
I'd love to. This is something I've been sitting on clips for about, I want to say 3.5 years now.
So I went through your Instagram and it says so.
Yeah.
Very much on there.
Yeah, it's really, Instagram's almost like social media in general is kind of how you stay in that conversation of surfing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've fully stepped away and have backed off that and have held on to all of my best work in my entire life.
Okay.
For the last 3 years. These are clips I'm very excited to share with the world. And I recently just purchased a jet ski, so I can start doing a lot more deep water stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've got all my high performance stuff down. I've got all my like mid wave stuff down. I'm looking to do some deep water and some big wave stuff now.
A little more on that project. Is there one filmer or you have several different filmers?
There's multiple filmers involved over the last few years. Yeah, I think that it's kind of good to get a little variety. Each filmer has a different type of style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is going to be cool.
All right, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit about it. Do you have a name picked out or anything yet?
We've thrown a few names around.
Okay. Working on that?
Yeah, don't have one set name.
Who's going to be editing it and producing it kind of?
It'll probably be done by me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like doing that?
I do.
Okay.
I really enjoy the kind of sitting down and hammering it all down and figuring everything out.
What about the music?
I've got friends and family that are artists, so I'd like to work with my family and friends first.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. 100%.
Yeah. Then from there, we can kind of talk about some rock and roll stuff or whatever song comes up to mind.
You're watching and you're editing your own clips, right?
I am. I haven't started editing yet. I've got
But you've looked at them.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sitting on about just under 5 terabytes of clips.
Wow. Okay.
So this is it's a lot of footage and a lot of time's been put into it. I'm really excited to share this with the world.
Do you have an idea of how long it's going to be?
Yeah, so I grew up watching surf films that were kind of in that 30-minute range, and I'd love for it to be that, but the way that the world works these days, attention spans are maybe 10% of what it was when I was growing up. It'll probably hammer it down to the 12 minutes of the best footage of the last 4 years.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of good surfing, though.
Yeah, I mean, I could do longer than that, but I just don't think that people will take it all in if it goes any longer than that. You start getting bored.
For the generation you're
For my generation,
yeah,
yes, I'm speaking on. Yeah,
yeah. Because I would disagree with you 100%.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I wish I was 20 years ago putting this out.
No, I get it. Have you ever thought doing 2 different movies? Doing a long form?
I probably won't do a long form, but I'll probably do just a series, rather, on YouTube.
There you
and just
brilliant. That's a good idea.
I've traveled all around the world for filming this, so I'll probably just break it down to each country and probably do
good.
stories of it. Yeah.
Okay. Remember Intersection? Kind of.
My cousin won the first one ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Matt Miola.
Oh, that's your cousin?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I grew up watching that. I lived on that.
The first one.
Yeah.
Oh, the first. How many did they have? 2 or 3?
I believe that there was 2 of them.
Okay, the 2
There
of them.
might have been 3 of them.
Yeah. I don't know if there was 3, but I know the 2. Oh, wow. I didn't know that was your cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So did you go surf Maui a lot?
I've been over there a few times, and I mean, that's like the guy I really, really look up to, and that's
Dude,
exactly who I want to be.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really enjoy spending time with him.
Are you guys close?
Yeah, of course. He's my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cousins don't have to be close.
Yeah, no. But when I see him, it's like time hasn't passed.
All right, I'm going to pick your brain about this. So you go surf Maui. So you probably surf in Hokipa or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the level of surfing, if he was out with his buddies,
Yeah.
is insane, right?
Yeah, when you go surf lanes with those guys, it's really eye-opening. It's like a surf movie in real life.
Yeah. What were you thinking when you saw this in real life?
I'm not an air guy at all. I like kind of packing big tubes. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, I could try that, but I'm never going to do a backflip. Or I mean, I've of course, I've tried a few in my life, but
Okay.
that's not what gets me up in the morning. So seeing those guys do it, I think it's really badass and really cool.
Did he ever fly out to Jersey and hang out with you, surf there?
He hasn't. I've been trying to get him to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's probably way too cold for him.
Yeah. He's pretty skinny too.
Wow. That's I did not know that at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish he would have went to Jersey though. There's still an opportunity.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
Does he like cold water at all?
I'm sure he likes it.
Dude, five mils pretty thick.
It gets restricting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All
yeah.
right, so you're in California now, and what are you wearing?
This morning I surfed in the 4.3. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't have any boots on, but
So when we say we're cold here, you think we're a bunch of wimps?
I had definitely a couple laughs coming from my way.
Have you ever changed under the bridge, like when it's offshore, like 7 a.m.?
Yeah,
so cold.
Definitely a little chilly.
I mean, it gets like 30 degrees.
Yeah, it does.
It's comparable to Jersey, I think, but the water's probably a lot warmer here.
Yeah, definitely. The water is definitely much warmer here.
Okay, more travels. So where else you been? You seem like you've been a lot of places.
Yeah, surfing's taken me all around the world, so
Okay.
I've been really grateful for that.
The East Coast, like Puerto Rico and all those places.
Yeah, so I spent a few winters out in Puerto Rico. That was actually my first surf trip was ever to Puerto Rico.
Okay, winters as meaning like a week or two, or meaning like whole winter.
Going for 2 months at a time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I went on a surf trip without any like guardians at all. Just went down
Wow.
there with a filmer and went down there for 2 months and
How old were you at that point?
probably 14 or 15.
Oh, you're just a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a little kid still. I've spent a lot of time just kind of like surfers and just guardians instead of rather than my parents going on surf trips.
Did your parents ever go on a surf trip with you?
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, if you talk to anyone my age about my mom, they
Okay.
definitely have a good laugh or a good story about it for sure.
Like everyone knew her.
Yeah, my mom's a legend.
Okay, cool. What's your mom's name?
Kirsty Kamen.
His family vacations, were they based on surf trips? Were you guys going to Nebraska on vacation?
We definitely weren't ever going to Nebraska, but
Okay.
there was always on the coast, so there was always opportunity for me to hop in the water.
Did you always ride your boards?
Usually, yeah, every time I could. More recently, we've been doing like surf trips, like family friendly surf trips. So we did Nicaragua, Colorado's last year.
Yep.
Barbados as well.
Okay.
So it's all places that you can. My dad can go have his beers on the beach, and then I can go get a few waves.
Did your dad surf or your mom?
They've surfed before. I've gotten them in the water.
Okay.
but
they're not surfers.
No, by no
Okay.
means.
That's cool that they embraced it. They ever have a talk to you when you had this dream of becoming a surfer?
There was definitely a few talks when I was trying to pull out of school, and are you going to give your all? And I kind of put my word in, and my parents took my word. Honestly, looking back at it, I don't know if I'd let my kid do it.
You had to have potential, or someone had to tell them
Yeah, it was definitely.
that because it's a hard thing just to let your kid out.
Yeah, I mean, I was surfing twice a day, every day. I really wanted this. I worked really hard, and I was really consistent with everything.
Now going back to your filming, would you ever work with like a still photographer?
Yes, I have plenty of photographers over the years.
Either video or still photographers. Do you surf differently working with these individuals? Does that
Nah.
make sense, the question?
It does. It does.
How you approach the wave, or maybe the waves you drop into, or are you guys surfing like 8-foot closeouts just to get the picture in the barrel, even though you have no chance of making it?
Yeah, there's definitely been a few sessions. I can remember one at Off the Wall where it was just me and a couple of the crew from where I was from. We all were out there at the same time. We were all going on straight closeouts just to get a little shot.
Okay.
There's only been a handful. I could remember all the times that I was going on straight closeouts for just those shots.
Okay,
So
so
I take that back. I go on straight closeouts every day. I love packing tubes.
Okay. You don't care?
No, not
Even
at
if
all.
no chance of making it, you're just going to go?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
That's what gets me out of bed.
All right. You don't get it that often here, though.
No, I really don't. But you can.
I wish I could get a barrel, but it's not that often.
No, it's a lot more shampoos. I got a little hang 5 tube this morning on my mid length. That was fun.
Okay.
Put a smile on my face and get
Yeah.
me through the day.
I watched a video today on YouTube with, it was in Hawaii. You got a pretty, I don't know if it was backdoor or I don't know where it was. So you got a really good barrel. I thought, no, you didn't make it and you made it out.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that wave would have been Off the Wall.
Oh, it might have
I've
been
spent
Off the Wall.
a lot of time at Off the Wall.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, I like Off the Wall because no one really hangs down there. There's a pipe crowd. It'll be 50 people in a 20-foot span on the reef. Off the wall, there's only be 5 or 6 guys that'll be out there.
As a 20-year-old, I don't know how old you are now. You want to tell or no?
Yeah, I'm 22 now.
Let's say 4 years, when you're 18 years old, and you already kind of said it, you were approaching surfing differently. So were you riding just the thruster only back then?
Yeah, 100% was riding my, 5'8", 18 wide at the time when I was 16. And that was the only board I rode, a straight thruster, and trying to do 3 turns to the beach and get my claim in, Okay. But now I really try not to do that anymore. I still do it a lot, but I like to have a lot more fun. Now my contest surfing is now kind of big wave stuff. That's what gets me going now.
What was your first board that you jumped on that was completely different than your thruster? Do you remember? You don't.
I honestly don't.
No, okay.
Yeah, I really don't.
And you're on Paizel at the time.
I started surfing for Paizel when I was about 18, so that was kind of
okay.
Yeah, that was, or maybe about 17, but that was a little towards the end of the competition era.
Okay. And Paizel boards, I mean, dude, they work phenomenal. So what do you ride now, like from Alternative? Is it like the midlife, what is that, the midlife crisis or whatever?
That was what I was riding this morning.
Is that what you rode this morning?
Crisis, yeah.
Okay.
And they've got another sweet board called the Wildcat. It's a twin pin with a little wing in the tail there, and it's got a couple channels on the bottom of the board, and that's a really fun board as well.
Wow. Those are your boards you're switching out. Well, how many boards do you have in the car when you're pulling up to the beach?
I'd say just one. Usually,
really? So you already have a game plan when you left the house?
Yeah. Usually when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, today I'm going to go surf a fish, or today I'm going to grab my 5'11" shortboard and go try and do a turn.
Okay.
Yeah,
is it so you wake up and how you're inspired?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's going to bring the day?
Yeah, exactly. Just go with the flow.
Right on. Okay, back to traveling though. So you said you've been to Ireland. How was that?
Yeah, so my family's from Ireland. My mother moved here from Ireland. I've been to Ireland. Got probably 40 stamps from Ireland.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a lot.
We were traveling there about once a year, twice a year.
Okay.
Ever since I was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're Irish when you're there?
It's me, Muttersland.
How do the Irish treat you?
Oh, they love it. They love a good American.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you can drink.
They treat you like an American, right?
Yeah, definitely treat me like an American.
Even though your mom's from there?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
As long as you can have a Guinness down, you'll be all right.
All right. Well, how old do you have to be to drink in Ireland?
I believe 18.
Oh, okay.
As long as you can see over the bar, you get by.
Was your first beer in a foreign country?
My first beer was in Ireland, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on a surf trip, my first surf trip over there.
Okay.
I'd gone with a bunch of the Jersey crew, guys like Mark Gilmartin and Shane Hewitt and Thomas Wolfmuller. And yeah, by the end of the trip, we had surfed this wave that's an outer reef, and it was pretty big, pretty scary. One of the scarier sessions we ever had. Kind of pull over the side of the road, you walk through a farmer's land, and you paddle out. It's about a mile and a bit paddle, I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely a hike to get out there.
Did you guys have some local guys telling you like how to get out there?
We had heard wind of it, yeah.
So you guys were just winging it yourself?
There was a lot of winging it. I mean, everything's calculated winging it.
Wow.
Yeah. We've heard of spots. We knew of waves.
Yeah.
It was just kind of pinpointing where they were.
Okay. So literally, you didn't have the local crew saying, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I mean, we were in communications with locals the whole time.
Yeah.
So we were pointing it in the right direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went there pretty blind.
Okay. The water's probably, temperature-wise, what's the difference between there and Jersey? Kind of similar?
Yeah, it's really similar.
Okay.
I'd say Ireland's a little colder.
All right.
Just because it's so raw.
Yeah.
They've got tons of rain, tons of wind, so it feels a lot colder. But it's real similar.
You have Jersey, but it's all beach breaks, right?
Yeah, we've got one point up in Sandy Hook.
Okay.
Yeah, Sam actually put out kind of a banger film. It's kind of a New Jersey, it's a proper New Jersey clip. And it's when I was a little kid. It's all them surfing. I would say the Hurricane, but I'd be way off. And yeah, it's like Mike Gleason, Sam Hammer, and all those guys getting shacked at this right point in Sandy Hook.
Wow. But going to Ireland, now you're surfing like rocks, reefs.
Yeah, a lot more.
Was there a learning curve on that? Or did you approach the wave the same way, just drop it and go?
Yeah, it was just kind of the same idea. I've never really, I never really think about what I'm doing. Kind of
really?
After the fact, it's more.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's more after the fact. Like, holy crap, we did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look back on it in retrospect.
Exactly. Like, wow, that was pretty ballsy.
Yeah. Has that ever got you in a situation where it's like, oh shit?
Yeah, of course. But
right.
That comes with the. Yeah. It comes
Do you
with
remember what one comes to mind?
I've been put on my ass so many times, man.
Okay. Time where it's like you're literally concerned for life.
One time in Puerto Rico.
Okay, what happened?
There's this wave called Survivor. It's this wave that's it's pretty hairy, and I was out there.
What is it? The drops hairy, the underneath, shallow?
It's a real shallow wave. There's no beach. It's a cliff face.
Okay.
You have to paddle out from over to the left of it, and then you make your way over to the wave. And I fell on a wave. My board snapped in half. The leash snapped.
Oh, shit. So you're swimming.
Yeah, I was swimming, but I was luckily, there was a couple of photographers in the water that day. A guy named Asher Nolan. And he was shooting photos, and he later became my team manager at Hurley.
Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Okay.
Yeah. He surfs super well, and he's a badass character too.
Okay.
Yeah, and he kind of swam me in and made sure I got on safe. And a couple years later, I was surfing for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't know me at the time, or he didn't. I don't even know if he's ever heard this story before. I don't know if he would even remember it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. You never brought it up later on.
No, I never brought it up later on, and I became really close with Asher as well.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those moments, so I just always gave him the head nod because of it.
Okay.
He's a good man.
Do you remember the swim in? Was it hard? Was it?
Yeah, I got to the beach and was in tears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was it, for sure.
Did that affect you surfing?
I mean, I didn't surf for a while. I hit my head on the bottom.
Oh, shit.
So
you got really hurt.
I wasn't like life or death hurt,
Yeah.
but it definitely rattled me for maybe 5 days or so. That was one of those times I was down there for a month at a time, so there was kind of there was wiggle room with the trip. So
okay. And then where else you been? Fiji?
I have been to Fiji. I went over there with a nonprofit called Share the Stoke Foundation.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about that too.
Yeah, that's a really cool program that my friend started, and they get a bunch of surfboards each year, and we've traveled around the world, kind of giving those things out. I've gone to Peru with them multiple times.
Wow. Okay.
And
cool.
yeah, everything's super organized, and before we get there, we have set up with surf shops or local surf schools, and everyone knows, kind of know the kids that really deserve them. Or
okay. How do you get the boards?
Firewire hooked up the boards for a long time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that
was super nice.
Yeah, Nev. He's a really good man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he actually took us to Vanuatu, and he started another nonprofit called Nev House.
Okay.
And he built like a huge community, actually, with school, homes, houses, and handed over the keys. And we were all over there for the ceremony. And it was the first time all the tribes had been together since the last time they had seen each other. They were eating each other, like cannibalism.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Whoa, that's a piece of history right there.
It was. It really was something special that I was really, looking back, that was really cool to witness.
Wow. I don't know anything about the place. There's the legit different tribes and their enemies.
Yeah, there was.
Back in the day.
I believe 5 tribes. And until we were there, they hadn't spoken to each other. They hadn't seen each other. It was, yeah. And then we kind of, at least that's how I remember the story.
Yeah.
And
that's super interesting.
I brought a film camera with me that trip, and I've got photos that I still share on a daily basis.
Do you remember how they embraced each other, or were they standoffish? Do you remember?
The chiefs were.
Okay.
Everyone still had respect from their tribe, but everyone knew that this was a ceremony, and everyone was very grateful for what was
that's
going
cool.
on. Yeah, it was really cool. I was actually gifted a wooden surfboard. That was about maybe 3 or 4 feet long, and that was what the kids were surfing on.
Okay.
And I brought it home. It's in my parents' house. It's a really cool piece of art.
How long ago was this?
That was probably 2015.
Okay. So it was quite a bit of 8 years ago or something.
Yeah, about 8 years ago.
8 or 9 years ago. So you're traveling all over the world. You've been to wave pools. How do you think about wave pools?
I mean, last year I went to Kelly Slater's wave pool.
Yeah.
It was the second time I'd been there. And I went with Sam Hammer. That was one of my coolest life experience ever.
Really?
Yeah, I got a barrel that I'll never forget, and that's one I've been holding on to, and I'm really excited to share with the world.
Oh, okay, that's going to be on the film.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
That was something special.
You like wave pools overall? Obviously, with that one wave right there, kind of.
With that wave, I mean, I would go back to Kelly's at a drop of a hat, any opportunity.
It's not cheap, though.
It is not cheap. We started hearing numbers that were thrown around, and that was crazy.
What about Waco and stuff? Waco fun?
Yeah, so I was actually gifted the opportunity to go with Monster. Monster had sponsored Waco at the first year they opened it.
Okay, gotcha.
So we headed over there for the first summer, right when it opened. They were still learning everything about the machine and kind of how to spit out waves, but we got I believe it was 3-hour sessions just by ourselves out there. And that was really cool. It's a lot different environment than Kelly's. Kelly's is you only get 8 or 10 waves a session, and that's a good session if you're.
But they're a lot longer.
Exactly. But
8 seems like a lot too.
Yeah, stress level is really high at Kelly's.
Yeah. Because if you mess up, you're done.
That's it. Yeah, someone's already poached. Yeah, someone's already poached that wave and getting drained on your wave.
Yeah, good. It doesn't go to waste.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
At Waco, they spit waves out every, 30 seconds or something. So there's tons
So
of
you
tubes.
had it wired by the time you were leaving?
By the time we were leaving, I was giving waves away. Like, oh, you go on this one.
And you like getting barreled? Were you able to work on turns and stuff? A little bit? Or you just trying to get pitted every time?
I mean, of course, I love to work on turns, but yeah, definitely a lot of barrels went down, and a few good fun airs came with it as well.
Okay, we kind of already touched about it. You're kind of laying off of social media.
Yeah, I kind of stepped away from it all just because I want to hold on to everything I've got until this project's done. This is going to be a really high detailed project, photos involved, all the film involved. So I'd rather share it at one time.
Okay. What about social media in general? Did you like it before, and do you miss it?
Not one bit. Okay. I stepped away from it.
Are you going on Instagram anyhow and just going through other people's stuff?
I wouldn't say going through other people's stuff, but if my roommate says like, "Oh, I sent you a funny video," I'll go check on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
you're not spending hours on a day.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'll definitely check in on it each day or so. Or
was there withdrawals? Were you that kind of kid or not really?
Definitely not. Never was that kid.
All right.
I only did it because one of those kind of situations where you have to do it.
That's a big news that you did post on your social media was See Here Now.
Yeah, See Here Now. That's
Dude, that thing looks. I want to go, but they're like sold out already.
Yeah, I believe And
I am not a Bruce Springsteen fan.
Oof.
I'm not. But if you're gonna see Bruce, you got to see him in Jersey, right?
It'd have to be in Asbury.
Right. Okay, so go ahead, tell us about it.
I've been really lucky, and I was a part of the See Here Now the first year that they ran it, and I've been a part since. Yeah, it's a really cool thing. Guys like HM, Tim Donnelly, Danny, everyone is Rob Klube. All those guys are absolutely legends, and I couldn't be more grateful to be a part of it.
Okay, so what is it? Is it like a little contest you guys do, or you like what is it, like an exhibition surf?
Yeah, so it's more of like a kind of a jam where everyone goes out there for an hour and does their thing. Last year we were running heats. We were running man-on-man heats. But I think this year it's just going to be like a jam again. And best wave of the day, I believe, walks away with the check.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and it's a 2-day event, too. So.
And how's the judging?
It's all the people that you would respect in the New Jersey surfing community. So it's all done proper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then afternoon and night, music's going?
Yeah, it's 2 days, and we surf both the days.
So sick.
Yeah, the year's prior.
It's so cool.
It's the coolest opportunity I've ever been. It's the best contest of the year, for sure.
100%.
We were doing toe-outs last year because the waves went kind of flat on the second day.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe this might have been 2 years ago, but I was jamming a Love Shack while I was getting towed into waves.
Okay.
It was bitching, man.
Really?
It was cool. One of the best experiences ever.
Okay, so how many people are actually watching you guys?
I believe 60,000 people attend.
Oh, wow. Shit.
It's a large event. Yeah. It's very
And are they facing the beach watching you guys surf, too?
Of course, not everyone. Everyone's
they're kind of going their own vibe, but
yeah, exactly.
There's quite a few.
But you can look back at all times and there'll be a crowd of people for sure.
So the bands this year, I mean, there's so many, way too many to name, but dude, the bands drew like my attention. Bruce, of course, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Which once again, I'm not a huge fan, but I swear to you, I would love to go see him in Jersey.
It'd be too cool, man.
Yeah. You got Cool in the Gang. I don't know if you know who they are.
Of course I do.
Cool in the Gang. 311, Black Crows.
Yep.
So right, and then your friends. It's all your friends that you're surfing with, right?
Exactly. It's everyone I've always looked up to. So it's really cool. And there's one of my buddies, Cole Devaney's in it this year again. So it's really cool. There's someone my age like a peer in it as well.
Okay. So if the guy Rob Kelly gets a good wave, are you stoked for him or are you bummed?
Oh, of course I'm stoked to see it. You'll see me throw a fist bump up and throw Rob. Hell yeah. But yeah, of course I want to be getting the best wave of the day.
Gotcha.
But I'm still stoked for everybody.
Was it a good thing growing up in Jersey? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd never take it back. I'd never want to grow up anywhere else.
Okay, you wouldn't want to grow up here.
Nah, not a chance.
That's fair.
You guys are a little soft here.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
No, like I said, it gets pretty cold in the morning.
It does.
But not as cold as Jersey. I don't know how you do it with the snow and stuff.
Yeah, it's cold, man.
So crazy. So now you have a company you're kind of starting, right?
I did, yeah. I've been working on this project for about a year now. And this is all, I don't expect to pay my bills for the rest of my life with this company.
Never know.
I could, 100%.
Start,
yeah, but it's more of I want to learn business and I want to learn the other side of business. Right now, I want to learn like what everything goes on in the backside of it.
Okay.
And I have done. I've learned a lot in the last year.
So do you want to talk about it? What it's called and everything?
Yeah, it's called Coal Wax Remover. I just got in my 10th store yesterday.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're in 10 surf shops up and down the West Coast and I believe 2 family shops back at home that are like family to me. I've got one guy out here for distribution. He does Chris Dunham, takes care of it out here on the West Coast, and I'm currently working on adding a couple guys for the East Coast.
Wow. Okay, so the thing works. The Colt works.
It does. It does.
I think I got an early model, but I've used it all the time.
That's awesome. I'm stoked to use it. Yeah. I didn't invent anything. I just took something that's a familiar product and I've made it fun, and I've made it, the cost is way less than any competitor out there. And I'm able to do that because I do every part of it myself. It's only me. There's no other.
You're doing all the work.
Everything's done by me, from making the product to designing the product. And
you want to give the shout out to the shops that have it?
Yeah, I'd love to do it. So everyone can go find it at Wavelength Surf Shop, Sunlight Surf Shop, Surfboard Broker here in Oceanside, Paizel Surfboards, Used Surf, Eastern Lines, Beach House, Bare Wires, and Asylum.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so those are the 10 shops.
Okay, now here's what I want to talk to you. First off, your websites are pretty good, and you're selling some other things besides just that. So you can get, what do you have, like a tote bag, a sticker pack?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm working on developing 2 more wax remover products, and I'm going to be getting into the whole surfboard care side of it. So,
like what?
I've got a ding tape that's coming out.
Oh, nice.
I've got a liquid wax remover that'll be out later this month.
Okay, cool. Oh, you're going full blast.
Yeah, so
smart, dude.
This is hopefully take care of the whole surfboard care thing.
It feels like, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm just old and I don't know, it doesn't feel like there's a new company coming up from surfers that are run by surfers.
Yeah, there's far and few between.
I mean, the Volcom's back in the day, the Quicksilver's back in the day, but that's 40 years ago, 50 years ago. I don't know about Volcom, maybe 35 years ago. And they're all sold out and gone. I don't feel like, maybe besides Shapers, I'm going to leave Shapers out of this because that's a different story.
Yeah, there's a lot of big money that's getting involved in surfing right now. And I like that this is surfer owned and surfer assembled and surfer operated. It's a fun thing I got going on. I
love it. I love the fact that you are like hardcore surfers, still surf every day and trying to run a business. And it's got to be hard too.
Yeah.
You have a job?
I have a full-time job.
Yeah.
I'm working on my film myself, and I own this business. So
dude,
I wear a lot of hats right now.
Yeah.
I've been working 7 days a week and crazy hours.
But is it fun work?
I just had to remind myself about 2 weeks ago that it's not the destination, it's the journey.
There you go.
I'm enjoying the process a lot more now.
Okay. Anything else about Cole? I'm excited for you to have Cole. I'm excited to be able to talk to you. There's not a core surfer running a core surf business. I'm not saying there's not any.
There's only a handful now. There's a lot of
But I don't think
involved.
there is any, or not very many.
Yeah. I mean, if you show up at those surf expos or trade shows, there's a lot of big money that owns those booths. None of them are a lot of surfer owned.
Yeah. Do you have any plans for doing some of these conventions?
Of course. Yeah. Working on getting a tent and a table so I can start doing the street fair here in Oceanside on Thursdays.
Smart.
Yeah. And the farmers market. I've got a lot of plans that I'm really excited about with this company. You can find all of Cole Wax Remover stuff at Cole Wax Remover.
What about the big wave stuff?
Yeah, big wave stuff is kind of what's getting me out of bed each day. This is my new contest. This is my full drive about surfing right now. I've been going all pistons firing with it. I just invested in a jet ski, and I've been trying to get back in shape. And I hurt my back in August of last year. So this year was a little slow for me, but I was able to get a session out at Toto Santos with my old shaper AJW, a longtime friend.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of showing me the ropes, and there was a couple hairy waves that came through, and I was lucky to pick a few steep ones off.
Is that your first time Totos?
That was my first time at Totos, yeah.
Okay.
And right after that trip, I was looking at jet skis the day after.
Okay. Did you guys drive to Ensenada and go up?
We did, yeah. Right. I stayed the night prior down there, and Adam got up at 3 a.m. and trekked it down. Surfing big waves it's really fun. Deep water stuff it's a lot different than the normal stuff that we have around here. It's a different sport almost.
Okay.
Reading waves, and you'll watch the whole horizon move.
What turned on that you wanted to approach these waves?
I've always looked at big waves and been intrigued by them.
Okay.
Yeah, I paddled out to Tres Palmas in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
When I was a little kid, still had long hair. I was that first surf trip I'd ever been on.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed my buddy 7-0 and sat in the lineup, and it was probably in that 20 to 30 foot range, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
But we never really got all the way out the back. We ended up getting sucked down the beach because I was such a little grom. Yeah, I've always been intrigued by it. So this year we've got running a little late this year with the back injury, but hopefully we'll be able to get one session out at Mavs. With next year, the whole goal is to do the big three, to get a session out at Jaws, Mavericks, and Nazare.
Same swell or different swells?
Different swells.
Okay.
But
you're not going to try to chase them.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to chase one from Jaws to Mavs. That would be a really fun, real cool story and really fun to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that that's definitely the goal for next year. That's what I'm working on.
Have you been to Mavericks to actually look at the lineup and stuff?
I haven't been in Mavs yet. That's been kind of something I've always looked as a kid as like as an angle. That's always been Jaws and Mavs have always been the cool waves I really want to surf. And once
Jaws,
yeah, bucket list stuff.
Jaws looks gnarly, but it's warm water.
It
But
is.
once again, you like wetsuits, so.
Doing the big wave stuff, you definitely want to have some warm stuff on you. So I definitely have my impact suit, the pull cord, and then a springy over it.
Okay.
If I'll be out of Jaws, I will. Yeah, that'll make me feel like I'm at home. I got a little bit of four inches of rubber on me at that point.
So have you worked with this equipment before?
I have. I've had the suit, the pull cord vest for about 2 or 3 years now. So I've been using that when I can on any one-off swells I go off to.
Okay.
And I've got this impact suit. I've been rocking that since I was a little kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I was using that when I was about 14 or 15, so I'm pretty used to it.
Do you feel safer with that stuff on? Or are you ready if a situation happens, prepared to
No, I'm
get out of it?
100% prepared to get it out of myself, but it's always good to have the...
Extra.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In case I get knocked out and I'm not able to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely to be safe. I'd definitely encourage everyone to take the brag program. And
Have you taken that?
I have, yeah.
Oh, good, cool.
And I learned a lot of things that I didn't even know about big wave surfing and safety. So
Breathing and everything too?
everything, yeah, that stuff is huge.
Yeah.
A few years ago, it was probably a lot more Hail Mary stuff. Like we'll go out to the bar till 3 a.m. Then the next morning we'll wake up and we're gonna go surf 30 footers or 60 footers, whatever you want to call it. Now I think it's a lot more calculated. Everyone in the lineup kind of has a different mindset.
It's super dangerous. You can die.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good you're approaching it like more of a professionally.
Yeah, I still definitely have my Hail Mary moments for
I'm
sure.
sure. Well, it's probably different when it's 6 foot oceanside
100%.
after, 3 o'clock all night long, or,
Playing roulette.
yeah. So what did you learn about the jet skis?
Since I've owned the jet skis, I've opened up to a whole new world. I've been, I can now surf any wave around here. There's a few reefs that are kind of out the back and tucked away that no one really knows about. You can go surf down in San Diego, get out to Baja. I really want to get a few sessions out of Baja, but it's mostly for a big wave safety thing. Yeah, it's mostly to save me from a 60
towing
footer.
in.
No, I respect the towing guys, but that's just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the paddling stuff a lot more. It's a lot more, feel a lot more achieved after that.
Still pretty hairy.
Definitely hairy, man. Definitely hairy.
What kind of board do you ride?
I've got a 9.8 Padillac, and there's been a few times that thing's felt chippy. And so I just
Really?
Yeah, so I've just put in an order for a 10.6.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so hopefully I can catch the biggest wave of my life next year on a 10.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
You named 3 spots, right? Out of those 3 spots, I would clearly think that Jaws has the biggest wave of the 3. But where do you think you're going to catch your biggest wave?
I'll probably have the best opportunity at Jaws just because of the crew. Everyone will kind of take me under their wing out there. I'm really friendly with the guys that kind of pioneered paddle surfing out there. But I think I'll probably watch the biggest waves at Nazare.
Oh, yeah.
They've got a really crazy, like the whole bottom of the ocean. There's a canyon in there. The bath symmetry is insane. Yeah, it's
Have
really...
you been there?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But that's...
Do you want to surf it?
Fuck yeah, I'll be there next year.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to get a wave next year.
Are you going to try to Mavericks first before you go to Nazare? Or what's your game plan? Or you just want to wait? The swell's going to dictate.
Whatever Mother Nature kind of calls for me as I'm there.
Okay. Wow. Is there a Jersey Devil?
Yeah, there's a few Jersey Devils crews in the lineups. You'll see them. A couple aggro guys still.
But not the Jersey Devil in the woods?
I haven't seen one, no.
Okay. Do you believe there is one?
Actually, I believe Dean Randazzo calls himself the Jersey Devil.
There you go.
Yeah. Dean Randazzo's a legend. He's
a legend, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, everybody. This is Mike and Logan Kamen, and we are out of here. Thanks, Logan.
See ya. Thank you for having me.
All right, later.
This wave is out of sight. Going surfing. Going surfing. Going surfing with friends. Ride this wave to the shore. Paddle out, I'm gonna catch 10 more. Going surfing. Going surfing. Going surfing with friends. I don't care if it's wrong or right. I'm gonna do it all day. I'm gonna do it all night. I'm going surfing. Going surfing. Going surfing with friends. Watching up on my way. beautiful day. I'm going surfing. I'm going surfing. Going surfing with friends. Woo!
Heck yeah. Hey, you guys, Endless Summer box set. This thing is legit. It's authentic, numbered certificate in it. It has a 5-frame film strip from the original print. You will literally own a piece of history. It has a specially minted bronze medallion. Dude, that thing's sick. Okay, there's so much more here. Go to the show notes. There's a link on there. Go check this piece of history out. This thing's rad. Seriously. Smithsonian American History Museum has it. It took 4 years of research with 3.5 in production, all hand assembled. This thing's rad. So much to this awesome box set. Remastered DVD, sharper images than the original film, but dude, this thing's so sick. Link in the show notes.